This is Anime Shuffle Podcast Episode 8, recorded on July 15, 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Anime Shovel Podcast. This is episode number 8. This is the podcast where anime-loving fans discuss the hot anime that's trending at the moment, expressing tons of different views and opinions in a roundtable discussion format. How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to go over our first impressions of the summer 2012 anime season, now that we've all had a chance to check out the first couple of episodes for the new season, and we're going to go over, including but not limited to Sword Art Online, Binbougamiga, TariTari, Kokoro Connect, Moyashimon 2, and a bunch more. So without further ado, let us begin. Alright everybody, welcome back to the Anime Shovel Podcast. Tonight we have Mr. Mage goes Skype.
Yep.
We have our regular Cerberus Tenshi.
Yep.
And we have our anime senpai Kenohki.
Hi.
And also Timelizzle with us.
Hello.
Alright, so this episode we want to give our first impressions of the summer anime which have just begun. So, what do you think, guys? What have you been enjoying so far? I think we should go over the one thing that Timelizzle has watched first. And I think everyone has seen it, at least some of it, which is... what again?
It's Sword Art Online, and I think it's one of the most popular anime out this season. So when I first read about it, I just thought it was kind of like Dot Hack. Because it's similar, as in you have this virtual online like MMO game,
right?
And I just thought, yeah, it's gonna be kind of like that, just talking about like I don't know, weird things happening in the game and they affect real life. Actually, what got me into this was my friend actually read a bit of the light novel, and he said it was really good, and it has a lot of like, the story is pretty deep and philosophical. Like, I don't really understand what he meant by that, but it interested me. And yeah, there's only 2 episodes out so far. I just watched both of them. And the story so far is about, well, you know, you have virtual reality, and these people, they're playing this game called Sword Art Online. But somehow, the creator of the game made it that when it launched, like the official game, you can't log out. And if you die in the game, you die in real life. And if they try to remove that virtual reality helmet by force, you also will die. So, yeah.
Right. Through some microwave thing.
Yeah, some microwave thing inside the helmet. So it's kind of interesting, like, what's the purpose of all of this? And just lots of questions that I have, like, how is it that everything, as they said, the servers should have shut down if they couldn't, you know, like, log out, like, have a forced shutdown. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how it unfolds. Like, what's the purpose of it? Like, this crazy creator that made the game and virtual reality, and I don't know. Yeah.
I do somehow predict that the final boss will be the developer that's gone crazy.
I sort of feel like that, yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, why did he do it in the first place? I don't know.
I guess that's the big riddle that everyone has to find out within the series. So
it's because he's evil and he can.
Yes, that's one of the reasons. But yeah, so far pretty good, pretty interesting. Lots of questions, like how. I mean, once it's the second episode, they said that it's been like a month since you couldn't log out.
Right.
So how are they getting nourishment? Like, how
that's
they?
What I was thinking. Yeah, I mean, if they go hungry in the real world, then how are they gonna keep playing?
Yeah, and even in the first episode, that dude was like, oh yeah, I ordered a pizza. Like, I'm hungry in real life. Like, how do they live if they couldn't log out? Like, can't log out and just eat and also, go number 1 and 2, right? Oh, so I don't know.
Well, I guess there will be a nurse or at least some medical equipment attached to each bed then, or at least by then.
Maybe, I don't know.
If that is true, that'd be a pretty interesting part to see in the anime.
Yeah.
So, like, in I think the last episode, we were going over what Sword Art Online was going to be about, and I was really like, "What the hell? This is like completely different from what we spoke of earlier." How like, oh, it's about some dude that has like always played video games on easy mode or something, and he's tossed into this world, and I thought it was gonna be some kind of like comedy show, really, from what I heard. But this is like totally serious. I'm like, is this the same anime we were talking about? And yeah, absolutely not. And from what you're saying, it sounds like it doesn't change in the second episode. It just continuously goes serious plot.
It is super serious, you know. Again, if you die in the game, you die in real life. And then they talk about the beta testers and stuff, and how they have like an advantage, but you know, certain things in the anime, you know, the beta isn't always true, right? They can change things, so yeah, you know, people die.
Well, that and the main character only has an advantage until the 8th level of 100, so I mean, there are 92 levels that he has not seen himself yet.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I've only seen the first episode, and I really liked it. It was really straightforward. It's a, you know, new MMO that a lot of people lined up to buy, and only a certain amount of people got in. And, you know, the beta tester and the training, and then suddenly the huge plot twist. It was all straightforward and pretty cool, so.
Yeah.
I have to go Mr. Horse in this one and say, no sir, I don't like it.
Oh, really?
At least episode 2, it all felt so incredibly rushed. Suddenly a month has passed, there is no story, what happened in that month. The people were thrown in this game, they can't log out, and suddenly they're all, yeah, okay, we're here. What now? Yeah.
But people...
It's not a real reaction like, how are we, are we going to do? No, we're just here. Okay, let's fight.
Yeah, I understand what you mean now. Yeah, they basically like fast forwarded that part. Like they showed like maybe 1 or 2 minutes of people panicking, like, oh my god, yeah, what are we supposed to do? We can't log out.
Right.
And then they had the broadcast about like, okay, if you try to like take off the helmet, have other people take it off for you, you die. But then it quickly goes to, okay, 1 month later, and okay, now we have to try to clear the game. Yeah. It really was
a lot of emotions that just are gone in the wind.
Do you think it's possible they'll go back to that? Maybe not, huh?
I think it's just more a promotion for the novel, that you will buy the novel to see the backstory. That is what my opinion is. I can be wrong, of course.
Well, it's still 2 episodes, so
yeah,
you never know how it'll change. Alright, so any other comments on Sword Art Online?
No, not really, but
it's really hyped up.
Yeah, like I say, it's probably one of as you said, it's one of the most hyped up, and seems like everybody is raving over it, and I think it's okay.
Yeah, I remember like some people actually asking me, "Oh, have you heard of Sword Art Online?" Like at least half a year ago, I think. I'm like, "What? What kind of game is that?" But no, it's anime. Well, light novel anime. They really sounded like a game at first. Well, it is a game, I guess, in the anime.
Yeah.
But... Alright, let's move on. What do you guys want to talk about next?
Well, we have to ask Kenohki, our anime senpai. All right, what's good?
How about Binbougami?
Okay, I'm up for that. Binbougamiga. So,
I mean,
go ahead.
Binbougami is this season's Nyako-san, basically. It's ridiculous from the beginning on.
Pretty much,
And
yeah.
it has lots of cross references to other anime.
That's true, and it's really the crazy slapstick, fast-paced humor of the season. I would say. A lot of the crossovers are from, I think, Jump, because it's serialized in Jump Square, and I'm was actually like super happy when I heard about Binbougamiga. Like didn't hear about it at all until I heard it was going to be anime, and then I saw a promotion on Shonen Jump because I read Shonen Jump, and this author actually was serialized in Shonen Jump like I think a year ago or something. He used to write this manga called Hokenshitsu no Shinigami, or the Shinigami of the nurse office. And it was actually a really cool story about like the students of the school getting like these, I guess, curses by a ghost and stuff. And the nurse officer, it's a dude, but he's like half demon or something, and he's the one that's able to like expel the curses that the students go under. It was a pretty cool story. I really liked it, but it ended about a year ago. I was like, I wonder if he's going to come back on Shonen Jump. But then recently I hear about Binbougami, I'm like, oh, I wonder what this is. And I recognized the art style immediately. I'm like, oh, this guy, he started serializing in that other manga and has become popular enough to become an anime, so I was super happy. Once I watched it, I was like, oh, it's exactly the same type of humor and stuff. And it has also like some serious tones that could go into like potential plot and stuff, so I really enjoyed it, the first episode.
Yeah, the first episode was quite hilarious. The second one, it became strange, to say the least. But a tiny bit more serious. Just a really tiny amount of seriousness came more into it, but not much.
Well, that's pretty much the pattern with all first and second anime, I guess. The first anime is like super hyped up with, the introductions and everything.
Yeah, I guess.
But I have yet to see the second episode of a lot of the summer anime so far. But I really like the type of humor, the fast-paced bokeh and tsukomi, I guess. And just the characters are all pretty interesting, so far.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, the main characters are the girl with all the luck in the world, basically.
Or unbalance of luck. She has too much luck for one human.
Yeah, she has godlike luck.
Right.
Actually, you'll get that in the second episode. She even outpowers the unfortune of the Binbougami.
Well, she sort of does that in the first episode too.
Yeah, but you get the reason why it is like that.
See, yeah. Like,
kind of.
We should give a little synopsis of what it's about before, for the guys that haven't seen it. It's about the main girl. She has like this.
Well, she has the looks, she has the wits, and she has all of the luck.
Yeah, so well, that
she's perfectly the perfect human, except for everyone else envies her and wants some of her luck.
Right. So she was pretty much born with like this extraordinary amount of luck, and it turns out that she is sort of like absorbing luck from other people and has too much luck for one human being. So this Binbougami from the god world, Binbougami, the lore in history is it's a god of unluckiness or something, and usually Binbougamis like attach themselves to a house, and whoever lives in that house becomes like poor or something. So she is sent to pretty much balance her luck, I guess, by giving her unluckiness and also absorbing the luck out of her with this gigantic shot type thing. And yeah, it's really for her own good because she has too much luck. She's absorbing luck from other people, which in turn will make other people lose their luck and become unlucky. And, well, that's the synopsis of it, and it's done in a really slapstick, humorous way.
Yeah, I especially like the little speech that the Binbougami gave when she explained how fortune and misfortune works with her glasses of luck level.
Oh, yeah.
Basically her luck scouter.
Yeah, that's what it is. That was hilarious.
And then all those pictures that were shown there with the people that got exceptionally much luck. Then you see one picture of Goku.
Oh, yeah.
With a sensor bar in front of his eyes, just to be sure, and no one really knows. But lucky side, and then on the other side, unlucky side to see Vegeta. I mean, a luck scouter. Ah, yes.
Anyways, yeah, I so far recommend this. I'm pretty much partial to this because of the previous manga I read from this author, but it just makes me really happy to see another creation by this author. This time in anime format, I guess. Alright, let's go on. What else can we talk about? What else did I see, actually?
TariTari?
Sure, why not? I've seen TariTari, you've seen TariTari, Mage, and... Have you seen TariTari, Brandon?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I've only seen it partially, so I'm not yet sure what it is about.
High school and music.
Yeah, basically, it's a kind of mixture of K-On! For the music club, after school, whatever.
Yep.
It does have a bit of just a tiny bit of upote in there, just a tiny bit, and
Hanasaku Iroha.
Yeah, that's in there as well. Yeah.
Well, because it's done by the same people, but
yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sort of like, yeah, it's K-On! With the drama that Hanasaku Iroha had in a school setting.
That pretty much sums it up right there.
And
the upote part only comes in at the with the titles of the episodes, because in upote every episode was like something te, something te, and here it's something tari, something tari.
Oh, I gotcha.
Alrighty.
How many episodes are out for that? I've only seen.
I think there
two.
are 2 right now.
2,
Yes.
okay. So I heard that it actually goes on into more character introductions with the second episode.
Yeah, the first episode really was just the main girl that starts the new choir, and slightly a bit of the rest of the main cast, but really just the closer range around the main girl. Mm-hmm. And of course, every main character shows up once, and so.
Well, and that was I think that was the interesting thing to me watching that was I didn't actually know who the lead character was at all. I thought it was actually the one who refused to sing originally.
Yeah, it kind of felt like it.
It started with a lot of characters.
Yeah. It didn't seem like there was actually any kind of lead on it, though. It was just like, here's a bunch of characters. Okay, what story are we following? Mm-hmm. They're all kind of going different directions to begin with.
True.
Yeah. It's like, one is in the badminton club that only consists of him. Then there's one girl that's riding a horse every morning. And, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have someone who's in the archery, you have someone who's badminton, you have someone who's the page turner in the choir.
In the main choir. Yeah, who wants to sing. Then we have the pianist that doesn't really want to play piano. Yep. That's the one that actually also doesn't want to sing. Mm-hmm. So
you have a transfer student?
And yeah, the transfer student from Vienna, who was born in Japan, lived 12 years in Vienna, and forgot everything ever learned about Japan.
Yeah, the guy.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
And he's basically being ignored by every female member of the cast. Yeah. Probably that will come up in the third episode, and they notice, oh, well, he's there. And he's not that strange as he appeared to be. Maybe.
So is it established by the second episode who the main characters are? Is it going to take some more time?
Well, the lead character basically is the girl who wants to sing in the choir and starts a new one.
Right.
So, that's that. And it's not sure who's going to be the main male cast. Because they showed up both for a tiny bit, but they weren't really mentioned much except for, well, he's playing badminton on his own, and the other one is the transfer student that's strange. No one wants to deal with him.
Right.
Okay. So that was TariTari.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it so far. I'm going to keep watching that unless something goes wrong. But it's by the same guys that did Hanasaki Rosa, and I really enjoyed that, so hopefully I'll enjoy this as well.
I'm enjoying it so far as well.
Cool. Let's see. How about we talk about Kokoro Connect?
Kokoro Connect, oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of the animes that will cause a lot of cross-dressing this season.
Oh boy.
I'm pretty sure about that.
So, at first glance, it has that K-On! Art style.
Yeah, then it has a bit of Haruhi in there, with the character swapping, gender bending. It becomes a bit of Ranma.
Kinda, I guess. It
does, but there's no trigger for it though that they've established.
Yeah, so far it's been pretty random.
And also because they are all members of the Literature Research Club, it's a bit of Yuka in there.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, so far it hasn't happened with anyone else except those 4 or 5.
4 at this point.
Yeah, 4 at this point. But there are 5 characters, but only 4 of them have swapped. Though I wonder what's with all the Literature Research Club. I wonder if the Japanese Ministry of Education, by the way, that's Moi, had a word in what animes are coming out this season.
Perhaps.
Maybe also the flower shops, because there are a lot of Hutangaya in this season as well, and in the last one. So, who knows?
Well, I guess there's not too much to say about Kokoro Connect, except that it starts kind of eerie, and then it becomes like, what the hell? And then it goes back to like, okay, that's what happened then. Yeah, we just...
the second episode just came out today, so I haven't watched it yet.
I mean, yeah, it's a formula for a lot of things to go wrong, I guess. Possibly.
I guess so, yeah.
They've already done one of the typical tropes of the mind swap, which is, oh, I'm in a girl's body now. What do I do?
Oh my god,
oh, yeah.
It's a girl's body. These are the legendary things called boobs. Let me touch them. Oh my god. They're real. And they're attached to me. Oh wait, there's a person.
the funny thing about this is 2 weeks ago, one week ago, I was out with fellow students from my Japanese course, and somehow we actually got to talk about what would you do if you were suddenly the other gender. So, I mean, it's quite interesting to think about it. What would you do?
You know what Naruto would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one thing I've noticed about this season of anime is a lot of it is high school or harem based, it seems.
And a lot of swords are involved.
Because you have
other melee weapons.
Yep. Because you have things like Koito Senkyo, Hagara Yusha, you have Eichika Dekinai, you have Horizon, you have Imoto Gairu, you have Kokoro Connect. I know there's a few others I just totally forgot about, but it seems that seems to be kind of the running theme for summer anime.
Yeah, a lot of Gakuren and stuff.
Yes. I mean,
and then there's Muv-Luv, the complete opposite of everything else in this season.
Yeah, I'm avoiding that one.
Actually, it's quite interesting. I mean, it's a mixture. It's a mixture of Neon Genesis Evangelion, Candidate for Goddess, Full Metal Panic. What else is in there? There's a bit of Gundam in there. Really a lot of these robot animes, kinda. It's a parallel universe where Kyoto is the capital city of Japan, and you have these aliens that come to Earth and destroy everything and kill everyone and eat them and.
Well, sounds like.
And then in the first 2 episodes, the main character is the only one that stays alive of the whole company, military base. So it's quite hard.
The thing is, I've seen. I can't for the life of me. I cannot remember the name of it. But there's actually an anime that was released about 3 or 4 years ago. It's exactly the same story.
Really?
Yes, everything is exactly the same. The reason why I'm kind of avoiding this one is because it follows along the same tropes that every single pilot has to be female, every single pilot has to have huge tits, and they all have to scream at everything.
But actually, not every pilot is female.
Wasn't there a Muv-Luv before?
Yes, there was.
I believe there was.
Okay, yes.
Because this one is Muv-Luv Alternative.
Okay.
So it's an alternative storyline.
Spin-off, yeah. Alright, well.
Yeah.
But actually, I think it's quite good.
No, I guess I'll check it out and see if I keep it or dump it after the first episode.
Well, actually, you have to watch the first 2 to
yeah, I know.
Get it.
I give it the 3-episode rule, but I don't follow that all the time.
If you think the first 2 episodes are kind of like a pilot movie, so if you watch those 2, you get the basic idea of what it's going to be like the rest of the show. Even though from the picture that's shown, the other female main character doesn't even show up at the end of the second episode.
Uh-huh.
So.
All right. So, Kenohki Senpai.
Yes.
Are there any secret gems that we have missed that you've seen and would like to share to us?
Wayashimon is quite the let's call it educational anime.
But second season, right?
Yes, it carries on from the first one.
Yeah.
But No, nothing that really sticks out. I mean, it pretty much covered. There's a lot of it covers all the genres you're looking at. I mean, if you want to have like fighters, there's Arcania Familia, there's Dreeland, there's SAO, there's Horizon. You know, if you want to have fighting animes, if you want to have romance, there's Natsuki, Natsuyuki. The other one just escaped me. But then you have things like Dog Days, which is a continuation from the previous one. Which, if you're in that one's, I like the first one. This one's still pretty good, so I like it. Campione, which came out, which is also a fantasy type, human versus gods type anime. Kind of interesting, actually.
Yeah. Oda Nobunaga is quite interesting as well, even though it's a real big screw up with the Japanese history.
You got to do something to it nowadays.
I mean, they take famous Japanese samurai and turn them into, well, bishoujo.
Yep.
At least we can avoid BL from that.
But I watched Joshiraku. I don't think I'm ever going to watch that again.
Oh, really?
Not. I think the main reason I'm probably not going to watch it is because it is a little bit over my head. It is a lot of Tsukiyomi, or not Tsukiyomi. It's really based on Japanese comedy. It's really that, and if you understand that kind of comedy, you'll probably be okay with it. But beyond that, it'll probably go over a lot of people's heads, actually.
Yeah, I think that too. Yeah, I mean, some Japanese comedy is really hard to understand if you don't, get the gist of it.
Yeah. Koito Senkyo, I'll probably watch at least 2 more episodes of it. I'm kind of uncertain on what the actual premise of it, because the first 10 minutes of the anime are completely different from the rest of it.
That's true. What I kind of like about Koito Senkyo is, I mean, it's basically Baka to Testo to whatever.
Yeah, Shokanju.
Shokanju. Meets a candy research club. And also a bit of Omamori Himari. You especially get the Omamori Himari part when you take one character, what's her name? Morishita Michiru, which is the silent, almost nothing doing girl.
Right.
That's showing her butt quite a lot. And then you have Shizuku from Omamori Himari, and they basically look alike, they act alike, except for a different hair color. I looked it up earlier, they do have different seiyuu, but they are really just the same. And also some of the other characters act like characters from Omamori Himari. So, who knows?
Alright. Well, we just blew past 35 minutes. As I said, I want to keep the episode shorter than before so that it's not as much of a pain for me to edit.
No problem.
And it seems a little bit more organized than usual, I guess, so all good, seems like. So, once again, thanks everyone for joining this episode, episode 8 of Anime Shovel. And maybe we can do it next week or week after again, see how things have gone for the animes that we were watching, and if any have made us go crazy, happy, or made us barf. We'll see. To be continued in the next episode. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm quite sure we have to talk about Boku Ecchi next time.
If you say so.
I'm quite sure about that.
Alright. Okay, well, thanks guys for joining. And I'll see you guys later.
Later.
Alright, everybody, thank you very much for listening and tuning in to the Anime Shuffle Podcast, episode number 8. As usual, you can find our information and show notes at our Tumblr blog, animeshovel.tumblr.com. You can send us a tweet through Twitter @AnimeShovel. And if you want to give us a longer message, email us to animeshovel@live.com. You can also follow us and listen to us and subscribe to us on iTunes. Just look for Anime Shovel Podcast in the iTunes store. You can also follow us on YouTube and subscribe to us there on our new channel, youtube.com/Anime Shovel Podcast. You can also follow us on Podomatic, animeshovel.podomatic.com, and SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Anime Shovel. Anyways, once again, this was the Anime Shovel Podcast, Episode 8, our first impressions of the Summer 2012 anime season episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Once again, my name is Alex. This was the Anime Shovel Podcast, and I'll see you guys later.
What if we were entering into a new time? A time when the very systems of control and commerce that we had believed to be the status quo were somehow no longer relevant? What if we were faced with a new medium,